Listen, brother. Now, it doesn't matter if that was at school or maybe on the basketball court. I was always the smallest kid in the group. My arms were like pencils. I was like 5'4". I was always the tiniest little kid in the group. And while I couldn't do much about my height, and I've definitely grown from that point, I'm like 5'7" now, I could start lifting weights. And guess what? That's what I ended up doing because you clicked on the video. That's how you already know. That's what I ended up doing. And it was honestly one of the best decisions I have ever made. Now, if you saw the thumbnail, you can easily tell, wait, your physique isn't that good. Sure, I could blast you all of these insane pictures where I look like I'm 3 times bigger than I actually am. That's not the point. I wanted this video to be as realistic as possible. Yes, there's going to be a lot of bro science in this video, but all I'm going to tell you is what worked for me and therefore what will most likely work for you. So don't expect this video to be all science-y and shit. If Mario Rios ever comes to this video and start dissing me, don't be upset either because I'm just a 16-year-old kid who literally will just tell you what worked for him and what will most likely work for you. Because I think 10 kilograms in your first year of bulking and lifting in general, I think that's a pretty good result. So I might know bits and outs of how to lift weights. So in this video, I'm going to run you through the exact process of how I built my physique. A quick disclaimer before we get to the rest of the video. I am not a bodybuilder. If your goal is to put on as much muscle mass as humanly possible, the door's over there. This video is not for you. However, if you want to put on as much muscle mass as possible, whilst looking good, whilst increasing your athleticism, whilst increasing your cardio, whilst increasing your mobility, all the good aspects besides just your strength, this video is for you. I am not a bodybuilder. I am an athlete. There's a difference to this. All right, now we can move on to the rest of the video. So let's start off with my actual style of training because throughout my first half a year of lifting, I've done one crucial mistake which led to so many gains I've lost. I could have been way bigger than I actually am right now, but I've made one mistake and it fucked me up so bad. And that was my split. You see, in the weightlifting community, there are several different body splits you can do. There's push-pull legs, there's upper body, there's full body, there's your mom's body, there's everything you can think of. Imagine being on your mom's body split. The mistake that I did is I was on a push-pull leg split. But there was one catch. You see, the way the push-pull leg split works is you're meant to have 6 training sessions a week. Out of 7 days in a week, you're meant to train for 7 days. And the way this works is there's one cycle. You have push, you have pull, you have legs. These are 3 different training sessions. That's one cycle. And the way 1 week of push-pull legs works is, well, push, pull, legs, rest, push, pull, legs. The mistake that I did is I only had 3 days a week to weightlift. So I did 1 cycle of push-pull legs. And, bro, I regret doing that shit so bad because everybody around me told me, oh, do push-pull legs. It's the best split. But then when I told them, bro, I only got 3 days a week to train. Oh, then just do 1 cycle, bro. This is the worst mistake I've done in my lifting journey. You know why? Because in each push-pull legs workout, right? You are training a different muscle group. So here, you have muscles that are responsible for pushing. So your chest, your triceps, your shoulders, for the most part. On pull, you have, well, muscles that are responsible for pulling. So your back, your biceps, all that type of shit. And on legs, well, who would have thought? You're doing legs. The issue with this is that in 1 week of training, each one of these muscle groups gets hit once. You're still going to make progress from this, but if you have 3 days a week to train, why not just do 3 full body sessions? You're going to do triple the volume with the same amount of time. In my personal opinion, if you are an athlete and you still want to prioritize your sport whilst training lifting on the side, full body and upper lower splits, they are the way to go in my opinion. Because they allow you to do more volume for the same amount of time. Listen, when we are athletes, we're prioritizing the sport, not the lifting. The lifting is like a cherry on top. You shouldn't prioritize lifting as like the main focus of yours. If you're a basketball player and you're spending 6 days a week at the gym, you're not gonna make progress on the basketball court. Do you think Michael Jordan was in the weight room 6 days a week and trained basketball twice a week? Or do you think he trained basketball 6 times a week and went to the gym twice? I hope it makes sense to you now that I made that clear, but it pisses me off to think how much more gains I could have actually made in my first year, half a year of lifting. Because your first couple of months of lifting, this is where you're going to make the most growth. This is where you're going to make the most growth. The first year, and maybe the first 2 years of lifting, that's when you're going to have the fastest progress. After that, you're still going to make progress, but it's going to drastically slow down. So you want to make the most of your newbie gains, as they're called. So yeah, in my opinion, you should totally do full body or upper lower. But I still think full body is better. Don't skip legs, by the way. To this day, I occasionally skip leg days because, you know, the stereotype. Plus, training legs is pretty fucking annoying because you get all that fatigue that you don't want to have on the court. However, you should not neglect the legs. That's a no-brainer. You should train all of your body. This is why full body is the best thing. I'm actually planning on swapping from upper lower to low body. But I remember when I made the change. Imagine this. For half a year, you've been training each muscle group once a week. So you've made some progress, but it wasn't that crazy. Then you switch to an upper lower, where you're hitting each muscle group twice a week. My progress doubled. It literally doubled, bro. I weigh currently like 65 kg. I started at 55, so yeah, I was tiny. I currently weigh 65 kg, and I do 65 kg on the bench press for reps. Before I hopped on upper lower, I was barely repping out like 50 kg. Barely. I could do it for maybe like 6 reps. I was barely knocking it. But then I switched to upper lower, where I had more volume in 1 week. And in a matter of like 2 months, I was already repping out 60 kg, bro. It was a piece of cake. Volume matters so much, and you don't even need to train that many times a week. If you are an athlete or a sports guy, or if you're just doing lifting on the side to enhance one of your other sports attributes, bro, 2 days a week is enough. It's completely enough, man. 2 weeks. 2 days. Or maybe 3 if you have the time. It can do you so much good. Throughout the second half of the year, I've been only training twice a week. 2 full body workouts. And I've made more progress with the stupid push-pull leg split because I was doing only 1 cycle. Now, if you have time to do 2 cycles of push-pull legs, I still don't recommend you do it. Because as I said, it's going to be too much volume. You're going to overwork yourself. By the time you actually get to the basketball court or whichever sport you want to train, you're going to complain about how sore you are because you've been overdoing yourself at the gym. All right, now the most important part about your style of training is you're going to focus mainly on stuff called compound movements. Compound movements are essentially exercises that target as many muscle groups as possible. Because we're trying to be as general as we humanly can with our workout. We don't want to do like these super specific, isolations. You don't want to focus too much on isolating certain muscle groups. Because when you're doing full body, well, you're trying to train the full body. So the more muscle groups you can fill within one exercise, the less exercises you theoretically have to do. I'm stuttering so much today. So you want to focus mainly on compound exercises, and one thing that's very worth noting on the side, you want to avoid most of the machine exercises. Machines and stuff that takes away the stability demand of an exercise, throw that shit out the window, brother. You will not need it. It won't do you any good because think of an overhead press, for example. You can do an exercise in which you're standing with a barbell in your hands and you're pressing it over your head. This exercise has a lot of demand on your core stability, but also on the stability with your arms because you have to, balance the bar. You can't let it drop. So this exercise not only builds a lot of strength, but also there's a lot of stability demand, which translates way better to real life activities. Now compare what I just described. Compare this version of the overhead press to a seated machine overhead press. You sit down on a machine where you're not even holding a barbell, it's just a machine. Everything's ready for you. There's no stability, man. All you're doing is you sit down, you press the thing upwards. You see, both of these exercises, they both train the shoulder, which is a good thing. But the standing overhead press is better because not only are you training stability of your arms, but also the stability of your body, which is very important in sports. Bro, you know that feeling when you're playing football and somebody just like randomly pushes you? You fucking hate when that happens, but oftentimes it's not even just about the weight. Think of Lionel Messi when he played football, bro. He was doing all these like nasty dribbles and shit. You couldn't push that man. He was tiny. He's shorter than me. I'm 5'7", he's like 5'6". Barely shorter than me, but you could not push this guy. And I know nothing about football, right? I've seen the clips. You cannot push this motherfucker. Because his core stability is this fucking strong. That's why you want to neglect all of the machines, all of the stuff that takes away stability. Because stability is very important for you, my friend. All right, now when it comes down to cardio, having one session a week is nice, but if I'm being honest with you, I've never trained cardio in my life. I've gone on a run maybe once. But most of the cardio that I built came from actually playing the sport. Bro, you don't realize the amount of running you actually do in basketball, fucking, I wanted to say NFL. I'm European, I don't play rugby. In NFL, rugby, football, bro, all these sports, you're running so fucking much. And you're telling me you want to do another cardio session on top of that? It's nice if you do it, sure. If you have the time, go ahead. But personally, I don't think cardio is that necessary if you're already training sports. You're already burning a fuck ton of calories, remember. By playing sports, by your main priority being sports, that's not how you form sentences. By sports being your main priority, you're already doing a fuck ton of cardio just by running around the court or the pitch. You're already doing a fuck ton of cardio, so why put another session on top of that? I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. I don't think it's worth it, bro. From my personal experience, and if you disagree with me, you can comment to the comments. You can make a comment. I'll be delighted to start a debate. But personally, I don't think cardio is that worth it. It's a very good thing to add on top of everything, but I don't think it's completely necessary. All right, now one thing that easily helps you tell a difference between a bodybuilder and an athlete, it's your mobility. I can guarantee you've seen videos of when bodybuilders try to like connect their hands at the back of their back and they can't do it, right? You've seen videos like these. Their mobility is shit. That's why I want you to do some static stretching after every single weightlifting workout. No excuses. I want you to sacrifice at least 5 to 10 minutes of mobile stretching after every workout. Static stretching, my bad. There's a difference between mobile stretching and static stretching. Mobile stretching is, what's the best example of this? Warm-ups. Yeah, you remember at PE when you would run around the fucking the court and you would do like these fucking swings and shit? That's mobile stretching. You're warming your body up. Static stretching is when you're in a, static position, dumbass, and you're doing a stretch. It's like when you're sitting with your legs forward and you're trying to like reach over for it. These are the type of stretches I'm talking about. These stretches, they will help your mobility so much. I remember when I got into fighting, I'm gonna be honest. I only trained boxing, right? I only trained boxing, but I've always wanted to learn to throw high kicks like fucking Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee. So I started doing leg mobility stretching, and in a matter of like 2 weeks, I went from barely being able to raise my leg to dropping head kicks like fucking Jackie Chan. Of course, I've never actually kicked somebody. I've never done kickboxing in my life. I just do it for fun. But it's a fun thing to see that your legs are actually opening up. I did not just say that in the video. So yeah, static stretching not only prevents injury because, you're mobile. You can do more advanced positions. Bro, I'm so fucking weird. I swear to God, I didn't mean to do this shit on purpose, bro. Excuse me for my lack of professionalism. Static stretching is really good because it prevents injuries because your body's more flexible, but also you're more flexible. You can do more. Fuck off with the advanced positions, bro. My mind is dead. Just do static stretching. It opens up your body and allows you to be more mobile. it's totally worth it. All right, now that we got the most important parts of your training out of the way, let's get to the diet, because diet, that's where shit's about to go down. Listen, I'm sorry to break it to you. I am sorry to break it to you. But lifting weights, this is the easy part of transforming your body. I promise you, this is the easiest step. You know why? Because once you show up to the actual gym, what else you're going to do? You're going to work out. Diet, and especially being consistent with it. That's where shit hits the fan. That's where most people fail. Because you need to be consistent with it. Listen, from my first whole year of lifting, I was on a lean bulk. Most of it was just perfect lean bulking. All healthy foods, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't measure the fats, the carbs, and all that shit. If I'm brutally honest with you, all I cared about was calories. Is this the right approach? I don't fucking know. As I said in the beginning, I'm telling you what works for me. You can measure like your proteins, your calories, your carbs. All I cared about was calories, and it worked out for me. It worked out. Listen, my friend. Diet is the hard part, and you're good. Brace yourself. Brace yourself for a fuck ton of discipline. Because you're gonna need to try really hard if you want to get this to work. As I said, weightlifting is the easy part. Once you show up to the gym, what else are you gonna do there? You're gonna get those workouts done. Once you actually schedule out the time of the week where you're gonna go to the gym and you're gonna be consistent, bro, it's gonna be a piece of cake. Diet is where shit hits the fan. Now, how do I want you to bulk? Well, from my personal experience, if you're a skinny bimbo like me, lean bulking is just gonna be the best because you already have this low body fat most people have. Why not just maintain it? And if I'm gonna give you a downright true advice, and people are gonna disagree with me this anyway. There's gonna be a lot of bullshitting in the comments, but if you're actually watching to this point of the video, then I think you can find me credible, even if I'm a 16-year-old kid who knows nothing. Okay, because you're a skinny twig like me, and you're playing a lot of sports. If you're gonna eat enough calories, and you're actually going to gain weight whilst training sports, you're gonna maintain all of that fucking body fat regardless of what you eat. Now, I'm not telling you to go on a dirty bulk and eat like shit every day. I'm not telling you to eat like avocado for the next 6 months. Fuck no. Do lean bulking. Why not be fucking healthy? You're training weights. You're lifting weights and you're playing sports to be healthy. So why not eat fucking healthy, you dumbass? The way I want you to bulk is you're gonna eat 500 calories over your daily surplus. Now, how do I measure my daily surplus? In the description of this video, there's a website. I've linked a website which allows you to check your daily calorie surplus. It's going to ask you a couple of stuff like, your age, your weight, your IP address, all that stuff about your body. And based on that information, it will calculate your daily surplus. Basically, the amount of food you need to eat in a day. But the metric for this is, calories. So now, I don't want you to be like, oh, I need to measure calories for every food that I eat. Fuck no. Fuck no, but having like a general instinct of how much stuff like an average thing has is a good thing to know because you can see like a bag of eggs and the eggs have like this many calories per this. You don't need to know the exact fucking number. The number itself is going to be different depending on which company you buy from. That's normal. But having like the general estimates in your head is going to help you out a lot. And as I said, I never measured like proteins, like carbs, fats, all this shit like that. It's a cool thing if you want to get that deep into that. It's a cool, go right ahead if you want to. But I didn't have time for that shit. All I cared about was calories and it worked out. It worked out. I'm very aware that this may not be the best approach there is. But it's effective. It works. It worked for me, so I'm pretty sure that it will most likely work for you if you do it right. Just eat around 500 calories over your surplus. On the website I told you about, there's a whole list of how many calories you should eat. It's like an estimate, of course, but it'll tell you how much you will gain in like a week. So like a quarter kilo a week, half a week. I'll tell you, I'm about to tell you, most of these metrics are bullshit. The calorie surplus they provide is pretty good. Don't take like the most extreme ones because there's gonna be it'll give you a list of like mild gain, weight gain, fast gain, and like super fast gain. Don't do the super fast gain because it's just not really that helpful for you. Just do normal gain, personally. It should be around like 500 calories over your daily surplus. That's enough. That's enough. You don't need to stuff yourself with fucking food. Anything over that, it's just gonna give you body fat. But then you're still gonna burn most of it on the court and in the gym. So my advice is eat around 500 calories over your surplus. You don't need more. You don't need more, but less feels like a little bit too little, you know? 500 to like 700 maybe. That should be like your goal. So grab all the food you have. See like at the back how much calories does it have. This microphone has 400 calories per 100 grams, and the microphone itself has like, oh my god, no. I flipped the mic. I flipped the camera. Shit. So let's say like this microphone has like 400 calories per 100 grams, and the microphone itself has like 90 grams. So you just kind of estimate. I fucking hate my camera setup. Yeah, you don't need a lot of like you don't need a lot of science to explain that shit. I think my bro sciencey way is it's enough for you to understand the basic concept. Once again, apologies for my lack of professionalism, but it's the way it is. Well, that's all I have prepared for this video. Oh, one extra thing worth on the side, because a lot of people in the comments are gonna probably say stuff like, "Oh, what if I'm skinny fat? What if I'm fat?" Of course, they didn't watch at this point of the video, so they don't know. But I made a whole video talking about what you should do, regardless in which situation you're in. I think it's called fucking the bulk or cut dilemma. Yeah, you should totally check that video out. If you see any motherfucker say that shit in the comments, just link them this video. It'll completely change your life. It'll help them out. Yeah, now that's all I have to say for this video. If you like the way I talk and you fuck with my content, you can click the red button. If you want to talk to me directly and you want me to help you answer certain questions, then you can join the Discord server. I'll be delighted to help you out. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. I will see you in the next one. My outros always suck ass, man. I need to come up with something more creative.